Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will not reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Cancer, today is just going to be a quick reading about any channeled messages from your spirit guides. There's no particular layout or agenda with the focus of this reading. I just wanted to pull 3 cards and an oracle card and see what happens. So it's a little loosey-goosey today, but it's, you know, it's nearing the end of this particular month. So just feeling like I want to be a little freer. I'm going to choose one oracle deck from the Heart Path Oracle cards, and the tarot will be the Radiant Wilds Tarot. So I'm going to shuffle for one card and never choose. We'll see what comes out. This one just slid right off the top, and I'm going to take it because it just seemed to want to come out. The card is the Holy Grail, and it says, expand your heart and mind. The Holy Grail, expand your heart and mind. So like, oddly, this looks like a martini glass, just like right off the bat. Yes, it says the Holy Grail, and that's like a sacred thing, but it just, I can't help it. I mean, maybe it's the season for celebration and merriment and getting together with family and friends. There are 2 kind of chipmunk, squirrely things right here that seem to be kind of tucked away and hidden. I also see here, not sure what kind of birds these are, if they're pigeons or what they are, and if these are eggs, coins. They look like eggs, actually. And there's one little ladybug right there, representing good luck, good fortune, and this strange porthole with the heart. Right? These cards are very symbolic, but they are also slightly strange. So the Holy Grail, just kind of in non-religious terms, when somebody uses that in a phrase, it's like, oh, that's the Holy Grail of such and such. So it's the kind of the prized possession, the prized revelation, knowledge, something that is the pinnacle, is what Spirit's giving me, the pinnacle, the penultimate, the, you know, there are lots of ladybugs. Ladybugs are everywhere. So there seems to be a lot of abundance coming in for you, is what your spirit guides want to tell you. But I'm fascinated by, number one, the fact that these are kind of blending into the background. There could be something good that's happening to you right now that you don't really want to broadcast to people, which, you know, I think is really wise. And some things like brewing. These are all eggs I see now, and one of them is, this one's like nearly all the way open, but this one is cracking open. So there's something on the brink for you. And I feel like expand your heart and mind. It's almost like saying, it's not just saying dream big, but almost understanding where there is a limitation in your thought, like purposefully looking at where limitation in your thinking exists, and then practicing the art or the methodology of pushing beyond the self-imposed limitation, right? So if you only think you're capable of getting one kind of job or one kind of partner, whatever it is, but that's not really what your heart wants, then you have to challenge yourself, your self-limiting beliefs, to say, no, I can go after exactly what it is that I want. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. Let's see what happens here. Of course, a whole bunch of cards just flipped out. So I'm going to stop shuffling right there because about 9 cards flipped out. And I'm just going to take them. I got three perfectly centered rows. I'm going to show you what the first one is. Spirit's just saying make it easy. Past, present, future. Got it. Past, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is blissfulness and happiness. Clarified by the 8 of Cups. See Earth in the background here. It's something that you walked away from. 6 of Wands in the reverse. Something where you didn't feel like you had a victory. That's, you know, I mean, basically when we put all these cards together, it's kind of reinforcing something that I just said, which is that this was like the limitation. Even though the 10 of Cups, this is the penultimate, right? In terms of representing something that is beautiful and abundant. But the fact that the cards show me that you walked away from it because it wasn't giving you a victory, it's almost as if this was what you were taught to believe abundance was, right? So I mean, I don't know if this story extends to other cultures, but in the United States, where I'm from, part of the American dream is the white picket fence. It's the lore of the American dream. It's the white picket fence and the pretty house and the 2-car garage. And then they always say the 2.5 kids, right? Because that's a statistic. That's an old statistic, I'm sure. That was, you know, nuclear family, a mom and dad. There's no room for families that look otherwise, right? So it's this kind of idea that you were sold of what happiness looks like, and it's not something that interested you. Look at how crazy dark this imagery is. You have a person here, they have like a, not quite a top hat, but like a fedora with a walking cane, right? It's kind of suggesting maturity, suggesting really old age to me, but I'm more seeing it as, I'm wanting to read it as like a level of maturity that you've reached in recognizing what this was and what this wasn't. The 8 of Cups talks about somebody who walks away from 8 full cups, or 10, as the case may be, in order to find something that will yield them a victory, because thus far it hasn't. I'm really drawn to the fact that this card represents Earth from a great distance. It's so funny, I quoted a line from Friends yesterday. There's an episode, Spirit wants me to tell it to you, so here we go. There's an episode of Friends. I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but some people are. Phoebe is one of the characters, and she's kind of, she's definitely got to be an Aquarius or something, but she's kind of the wacky one. And she wanted to get a tattoo in this one episode. And she wanted to get her, I believe it was a lily, because her mother's name was Lily. But she chickened out because it hurt too much, the tattoo. And so basically, the tattoo artist only got like 1 dot on her hip or whatever. And when Rachel said, you know, you chickened out, you know, essentially, and she goes, no, I didn't. Here's my tattoo. And she goes, that's a dot. And Phoebe goes, no, this is how my mom sees me from heaven. It's Earth from a great, great distance. She obviously delivers the line a lot more, a lot funnier than I do. But it was really funny in the moment when that line first came out, because it's so ridiculous. But I hear it echoing. This is Earth from a great, great distance. In that episode, though, she's talking about a passed away loved one, passed away parent. So maybe that could be relevant to you. Maybe you have astral projected, and in your astral projection, you've seen Earth from a great distance. I astral projected and saw Earth from a great distance. Not quite this distance. I was much closer to Earth, but it could be a possibility. The point is, though, that there's this kind of nebulous, mysterious void, but you're choosing to follow that path. You don't know where it leads. You don't know if it's going to yield you your victory. And on that path, there could be some lessons, Spirit's saying. You know, what are the lessons? You know, in the present moment. You got the Six of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, all in reverse. So let me show them to you. This is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups talks about nostalgia. Talks about memories. The Three of Wands talks about waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for the new dawn to rise, patiently waiting. The Queen of Wands talks about somebody who is very connected to, this is divine feminine energy, very connected to one's sexuality, one's creativity, one's internal power, the solar plexus chakra. All these cards are in reverse for you in the present moment. You could be trying to let go of the past. And Spirit is asking you, right, to move forward with an open heart. And we're getting back to this card. Open heart. Expand your heart and mind. Like, it's I almost see this as your spirit guides kind of gathering around, right? Waiting for things to hatch. It's almost like you're the little baby bird, cosmologically speaking, right? We are mere mortals in the expansion of the universe. We're a blip, right? But we're a very special divine blip. And it's almost like your spirit guides are gathering around you right now. Maybe looking at you from a great, great distance. Wondering what your next moves are going to be because you have free will. Wondering when you're going to ask them for help because you always have them to lean on, to rely on. But you're trying to forget something from the past that may have, see when I look at this, I see after effects, like echoes in time of a person or persons that may have caused you a lot of anxiety, grief, or trauma. Because, you know, this whole deck, most of the figures, a lot of them are in silhouette. And that can be kind of disconcerting because there's not a lot of depth to them. Right? And maybe that's precisely the point, that you're trying to, we don't want to give energy purposefully to negativity, or, right? It's just like they say, well, you know, when somebody is trying to bring you down, if you play into it or you feel like you have to defend yourself, then you're giving energy to it. I had a friend once who said whenever he got criticism at work, he would just kind of say, thank you for your feedback. He wouldn't follow it. He would just do his own thing. But he would just say the words that would come out of his mouth, thank you for your feedback. It's the mere utterance of that, right? Yes, it comes with a little bit of baggage, but whenever we utter the thank you, it is a form of gratitude. So it's a tricky one. And Spirit's bringing that up for a reason. That this that you're trying to leave behind is the lesson that you learned, that maybe detractors kind of were on your path. And looking back on that, you could say, thank you for the lesson that you taught me. I'm moving on now. I'm no longer waiting for what was promised. That the only person that I can rely on is myself. See, but it's just like, I see these as this is like an ascension, and these are like past versions and future versions, present versions of you. That you're not the same person that you were yesterday, or a year ago, or 10 years ago. And your spirit guides are kind of like looking at you and like, what is gestating in you right now? Something's brewing, Cancer. I feel like there's something bubbling underneath the surface, just like these eggs. I don't feel as though you've told anyone about it yet. For the future position, 4 of Cups in reverse, 7 of Swords in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune. Well, isn't that lovely? Let's look at the first one, 4 of Cups in the reverse. 4 of Cups talks about in the upright. Well, this one is a little bit of take me to your leader, right? It's like pyramids are kind of sacred geometry, but it looks like you're being zapped up into who knows where. It's actually this wheel here, it's got some markings on it. Reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune in other decks. 4 of Cups talks about this opportunity that's being given or shown to you that you can't really see in the moment. This card usually talks about apathy. In the reverse, sorry, I got distracted. There's this couple on a scooter, and they were wearing exact flannel pajamas. Both of them were wearing flannel pajamas in public. Whatever, to each their own. At least they're dressed, but red and black flannel pajamas, and that was really something when 2 grown adults dress the same way. It's kind of strange. It's a little twinning energy. Take it as it resonates. The 4 of Cups in the reverse tells me that you're ready. You're ready to look at what is on offer, finally. Right? It's like Spirit is saying, finally, Cancer. Finally. Are you in the place to receive the blessings that have been on offer for you? You know, I'm looking at this past energy, right? I can't ignore this because this is a beautiful energy. But it's almost like I'm hearing that expression, you gave it the old college try. It's nothing, at least for me, it's nothing to do with, you know, whether or not you went to college, but it's more just like the expression meaning you did the best you could to create a space of safety, happiness, love, and contentment. And still walking away from it. And feeling kind of bittersweet because you didn't get that victory, because it didn't turn out to be the success that you were hoping it would be. Right? But you're ready now in the future energy to receive, to accept what you deserve. 7 of Swords in the reverse. I like to see this card in reverse. I'm not a big fan of the 7 of Swords in any deck. 7 of Swords talks about trying to gain the upper hand. Sometimes you have to, right? It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and sometimes we have to gain the upper hand in something. But to what end and at what cost? Are we gaining the upper hand over others? I certainly hope not. It's not about, right, stepping on the backs of other people to get what we want. No. Sorry, Cancer. My throat chakra just closed. Maybe somebody, I mean, take that as it resonates. You know, we're not all saints, and sometimes we're sinners, that kind of thing. Maybe we have stepped on the backs of others at some point. Or maybe someone did this to you. And finally, you know, karma is coming in your favor. So funny, I said stepping on the backs of others, and here we have somebody like basically doing this is a yoga position, but it also could look like a mid backflip, right? Wheel of Fortune talks about things turning in your favor. It's the number 10 of the major arcana, representing Jupiter energy, which is the planet of expansion. This is good luck, good fortune in a nutshell. You are being celebrated and highlighted here. It's almost like I see this as a spotlight on you in your future potential. You know, it's funny because it's hard for me to read tarot for myself, but occasionally I do. I don't do it as often anymore, but occasionally I will. And I have to tell you that the Wheel of Fortune has shown up not only in my readings, but in many Cancer readings across YouTube, because I watch tarot across YouTube. Wheel of Fortune has shown up for Cancer, so embrace that, claim that. Something really good is about to hatch, right? And your spirit guides are, it's like they're waiting with bated breath. I'm being drawn to something that my sister just gave me an hour and a half ago. She gave me a present for the holidays, and she said, oh, this would be nice for you to read your tarot readings on. It's like a cloth, and on that cloth is Metatron's cube. And I said, do you know what this is? She said, no. I said, it's Metatron's cube. And she's like, okay, right? And Metatron was the scribe for God. It's an archangel, right? He told the story. He was the one that wrote the story. And so maybe now is a great time to channel the energy and ask for the guidance from Metatron to help you to write your future story, right? It's not yet written. We may think it is. All the possibilities are there. Which one are you writing for you? Expand your heart and mind, right? This is all about expansion. So that's your reading, Cancer. It was just a quick one. I hope that something in it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Just think of this as a bonus reading. Please hit the bell notification if you'd like to be updated as to when I post new readings. I do have an offer going on right now for the end of the year in my Buy Me a Coffee shop for a yearly reading. So if you're interested in signing up for that, please do. Thank you, Cancer.